Hey gang, so welcome back to another video, and today is, I think, is it week 11? Week 11 of Boston training. So this is actually filmed the week after week 11, because essentially this is just going to be a sit down video today. Last week's events kind of all unfolded, and I just thought it'd be better if I came to sit down and explain what the hell is going on. So the last time that you saw a clip that was involved with Boston Marathon training was me out on my Sunday long run. I was aiming for 20 miles and unfortunately that didn't happen. I had to stop 15 miles into that run. Now on paper that looks like a great run, despite me feeling that it wasn't. But essentially things got worse after that Sunday run. So by Sunday afternoon I was really struggling to walk on my ankle. On Monday morning I woke up and the pain was just the most pain that I felt in a very long time in relation to any body part. Like, do you know the aches and pains that you would normally get after a Sunday long run? This was something totally, completely different. So Monday was very much me in a lot of pain. By this point I had actually signed up to a gym. So on the Saturday after my Friday run, I felt like that my fitness was there, but I felt like that my body was letting me down, in the sense that I was feeling the fatigue in my legs, and I just knew that I needed to build a little bit more leg strength to help me along the way. And this gym has a pool, so I thought, you know, let's get some cross training in there as well. You know, I've done so well over the pandemic in terms of being able to train from home, and teaching classes every week does have its benefits, but obviously as a teacher I don't get the same benefits as what like our clients do on the other side, because I'm not working to my full like maximum as I'm teaching. I don't go super heavy with some of the weights in our strength classes because I'm trying to demonstrate, rather than sort of like really pushing myself. And obviously the session's not for me, it's for the client. So I signed up to the gym. So on the Monday I went along and just basically did some upper body strength work, because I wasn't putting any pain or any more like impact through the leg. So it was just good to take my mind off things a little bit and just get into the gym again. On the Tuesday I then had a physio session. So I did have a physio session booked in on the Wednesday anyway, because I was due to be doing the reunion 5k. So I moved it forward to Tuesday, and I saw Rudy at the treatment lab. So if you're local to Milton Keynes, definitely I'd visit the treatment lab. I've been seeing Rudy for years and years and years now, and I completely trust him. He talks in plain English. You know, despite being a PT, sometimes the anatomy stuff goes completely over my head. Like, I know the basics, but when you start to get into, you know, we touch the surface on a PT level. Like, there's a whole nother level which you go through when you're a physio and things like that. So he just says it as it is, and also will only tell you to rest when you need to, which I love, because other physios are like, nope, rest straight away. He did a few tests and he is not sure whether basically it's either tendon damage or potentially, I'm going to hate to say this word out loud, but a stress fracture. Oh, I've had stress fractures in the past, many years ago, and essentially the pain in my ankle, the actual painful area then at the start of the week was actually just above the ankle, which are kind of around where the fibula is. So the tibia is the main weight bearing bone in your leg, which I have had stress fractures in before, but this potential stress fracture is in the fibula. So he's about 90% sure that it could be a stress fracture. My whole world was turned upside down on that day. I cried quite a lot, which is probably why I haven't got much footage of that week. And yeah, it just kind of straight away meant that I knew that Boston Marathon was a no-go. So he said to me, whether it's tendon damage or a stress fracture, you're going to have to take 2 to 3 weeks off anyway to let it recover. So I was like, okay, that's pretty much the Boston Marathon out. So just very upset at that point and just trying to come to terms with it. On Wednesday, again, it was another day at the gym. I've just been swimming. Like he said that, like Rudy said, I can do some light bike work and swimming and weights. I just have to be mindful. By Wednesday, the ankle was starting to get a little better. I wasn't hobbling around as much anymore, which was good. Thursday, back in the gym. Again, another like weight session, no cardio on that day. And then on Friday, we had an email from our charity. So we were due to run Berlin Marathon with Children with Cancer UK. And there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. Now, this is not to say that Berlin Marathon is not going to go ahead, but Children with Cancer got in contact to say that they're not taking any charity places for Berlin this year. Now, I'm not sure whether it came to crunch time with Berlin for the charity or whatnot, but if you don't already know, charities have to pay a huge amount of money to the big like marathon majors to have places. So you know, like with London, we pay £50. Like charities have to pay 6, 8, 10 times that to get places, I believe, for the London. So I can't even think about, if Berlin's not even £50 like London is, how much the charity places would be. And it's obviously quite a risk for the charity if they pay out all these places. It doesn't happen, you know, as fundraisers. Are we going to be as motivated to raise the money when we're not sure if the event's going ahead? Like, who knows? So that kind of made me feel a little better about the whole situation, that if I am going to be out for quite a few weeks, that that the Berlin Marathon's not going ahead. So that was Friday. And then over the weekend, I just really tried to come to terms with it and be at peace with what's happening. And I feel like over the weekend my mindset shifted quite well, in the sense that I think, one, obviously Berlin not happening kind of for us makes it quite better, but also in the sense that, you know, I can only control what I can physically control, and there's nothing I can do right now apart from the right things to change what's happened. And I don't really understand maybe how this has happened, because a stress fracture is not a break of the bone, but it's like small cracks in the bone, and it's normally through like overload and doing too much too quickly that a stress fracture can happen. And I personally don't feel like in my training I did that. I gradually built up my training. I was doing hard workouts, but nothing that I've not experienced before in a marathon training block. And it's just really gutting, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the word. I'm just gutted. Gutted is beyond how I can even describe how I feel. One thing that I may think it can be down to is that a few weekends I went a bit off-road, and there was a few times that twisted my ankle, which may have weakened that area. And then by overloading with my marathon training on the roads, that may have had an impact. But I've got some friends that are training for an ultra marathon, so to be able to get the miles in, I was doing some off-road miles to make it work for all of us, or like I'd have to go on my own. So, you know, and how would I have known at the time that going off-road may have had this kind of overall outcome? But that's where we're at. I forgot to say that on Wednesday I had rung the doctors to try and basically, I've got to get an MRI to confirm that this is what it is. Now, you, like most people would know, that trying to get an appointment at the doctors is very difficult. They told me I can have an appointment in June, which is like 2 weeks time, and I was like, I don't want to wait for that long. So you have to go through the process of calling up at 8:30 in the morning, get an appointment, and so and so on. My physio Rudy had put together a letter for me so that when I had the appointment on the phone with the doctor, I could just forward them the letter, and then off the back of that they then booked in an appointment for me. I've yet to receive the date of this scan, but that's kind of where we are at right now. So we are 10 days into the injury, and I have been to the gym every day apart from Saturday, and I'm basically just doing weights, doing some light stuff on the bike, and swimming. I on Sunday did do some like fartlek intervals, so I was listening to music, and every time like the beat dropped or the chorus came on and the speed picks up, I then pedalled quicker, and then I woke up on Monday and my ankle felt a bit, every day has been getting better and this day it didn't. So I was like, okay, maybe not with the intervals for now, let's wait until it gets a little bit better. So mistake made on that part, so it's just easy. So I've kind of not done too much on the bike this week so far, and yeah, I've just kind of been sticking with the weights and the swimming. I'm naturally going to lose fitness now in time. A couple of weeks off I won't really lose fitness. So say for example this was just tendon damage, I don't think it is if I'm being honest, and I recovered by the time the marathon came around, I probably would be able to do the marathon and pull out a half decent time, hopefully, just by having a couple of weeks off. You're not really going to lose too much fitness in that amount of time, but when the time starts to creep on top of that, that's probably when I'm going to lose fitness. But however, again, there's nothing that I can do to control it. I can only now take the steps to make myself better and help me to come back stronger whenever that may be. Luckily I have the running hub and all of my clients to keep me motivated and to live, breathe, sleep running through them. Also, the weather's been pants, let's be honest, so I've dodged the rain. I've been inside in the warm. So that's another bonus and a positive. And like I said, it's just about focusing on getting better and getting back to a position that when I can run, I'm going to be the best place that I can be to do so. So there we have it. There's the update. Unfortunately, I just wasn't in the right place to get footage, and also like in the gym, I'm like, what can I really film myself doing? There's not really much at the moment because last week was just about finding my feet back in the gym, getting into a real routine of like lifting like weights again, because although I've been doing it at home, it's just completely different. Like parts of my body were hurting that, like nothing awful, like not, I didn't do any heavy leg work, because again I don't want to put too much pressure through the legs to start off with. Like, do you know when you sit down and it's like on the toilet seat after a leg day and you're like, I can't even, it hurts to sit down on the toilet seat. Nothing that bad, but like on Thursday, like lifting my arm up, I was like, oh, this is really tight. So I'd done like a lot of upper body work and I was like, oh, but it was nice to have that feeling again of like working out and just getting those kind of like workout highs in a different format. But that's kind of the update from now. Not really sure what it is. Just need to find out what it is, then treat it properly, and for the time being just cross-train my little backside off. I'm gonna now try and change this into more like a rehab diaries and update you on how I get on. I'm hoping to still go up to Boston to support my other friends that are doing the race. I have already paid for a hotel room, so why not go? It'll be a great opportunity to go somewhere different that's not Milton Keynes. And also we've got some other stuff upcoming where we're going to races that clients will be at. So the next race will be the MK 3000 on Saturday this weekend. So don't worry, videos will still be going on, and we'll try and capture as much of the running community as possible out there. So now I'm trying to stick to a schedule where a new video lands every Tuesday to help you on your training journey, and then hopefully once a week will be an update from me about my training, James's training, and just things that may be going on, like I said, like races and other things. So yeah, thanks for sticking around if you've managed to get this far. Not looking really for sympathy or anything, so not like that, that's not what this video is for, but it's just to give some people a bit of an update who have been following my journey towards Boston. I think I've got my number here. It arrived earlier on this week, which is a shame, but I have been able actually to, I emailed them and deferred my place to next year. So if I can race next year, then there's an opportunity to do so, but if not, at least I haven't just lost out this time round. But there we have it. Like I said, focus on the things you can control, stay positive, because you know what, being upset, what is that going to achieve me? Nothing. If I want to cry, I will cry and I'll let out the emotion, but it's not going to get me any further on getting better. So positive mental attitude, PMA is the way forward, and let's let's get better together. So once again, thanks for tuning in. I'll leave all of the links below if you want to catch us anywhere else on our other platforms, and I'll see you hopefully next week for another update, and hopefully in time some good news to find out what this really is.